So let's see the formula. LP assumption has a lot of different things, but it's linearity, which means we only use linear function. So we have a objective function and constraint, but all of that should be a linear function. That's the linear. Of course, we have a non-linear programming. But this is quite complicated, and then still we don't see this nonlinear programming is complete area because it doesn't guarantee that you can get the optimal solution. But linear programming guarantee you can find the optimal solution here. So obviously we have a separate topic, but this is totally different story. So I will not go over the nonlinear programming. But the linear programming, we assume all the function we use, objective function, constraint, everything is linear. Divisibility is we allow the non-integer value. But this is related to the linearity because if you allow only integer value, then your function itself becomes nonlinear. So linearity actually implies the divisibility. So non-integer value will be acceptable. Certainty is what? No random. Everything is known and fixed. So no randomness and non-negativity. This is not the assumption because the some LP can not some LP. Actually, basically, linear programming can handle the negative value. But sometimes we have some restriction of non-negativity, but non-negativity can be replaced as a constraint, which means you can add a non-negativity as a constraint, like a limitation. So I don't think this is the real limitation or assumption in the linear programming. So how to make a formula? So we define the decision variable first. So it depends. You can choose any numbers, like you can choose x, y, or ABC, or any number. And then you figure it out the objective function. Again, this objective function, yeah, it includes every decision variable. Okay, and then you list all the constraints, which means what is the restriction, right hand side or left hand side. But in this stage, this is not important. So I will not talk about what is right hand side or left hand side. And non-negativity constraint is, again, sometimes you can choose negative number, so this is not the common procedure.